Hey guys, DeweyFin21 here, and I know it's been a little while since this episode's aired, but I just haven't ever been home, because Saturday when it was airing I was working at the fair, because the fair is in town, meaning I'll miss next week's episode too since I have to be there all day. I'll record that one too. And Monday I don't know what happened Monday. I would have recorded the video except for some reason I fell asleep at 8 o'clock and woke up at 10. And I don't like to record things late because then it wakes up my family. And that they just don't like that. I mean, really, all 5,000 that are located at this base and more at the other bases. And probably shouldn't tell you where those other bases are. Those, they wouldn't like me if they would. Well, at least I know I'm safe. But yeah, and so, and Tuesday I have band rehearsal because I go to school because I'm the most personable out of all of us. I guess part of my malfunction, I guess. Anyways, this is episode 11. We're not even into the Super Megaforce yet. No, we're in Ultra Megaforce. Super Ultra Megaforce Go! Wasn't there like a monkey show where that like Super Monkey Robot Team Go or something like that? I don't remember, but yeah. And anyways, Ultra Power is today's episode. Well, Saturday's episode. The episode I'm reviewing now is Ultra Power. And I think this is my favorite episode of Megaforce so far. It's just okay. So the Rangers don't get morphed in the opening. Like most times, either they get morphed or the opening doesn't really focus on them. This it focuses on them for pretty much the entire time, and they don't get morphed. There's character moments. There's actual character moments in the opening. They immediately, granted, as soon as the theme song ends, they immediately morph, but they went like, and it was like a lengthy opener focusing on them. So props for that. And then they broke the formula with this episode, which I really enjoy because when you watch a formula a lot, it gets boring, and especially in this, they broke the formula. They never did a Megazord battle, an actual Megazord battle in this episode, because in this episode, when the Rangers get in the Megazord, the monster they're fighting is throwing the fight to distract them. Granted, the Rangers are complete idiots because the monster even says, "I've come to distract you, I mean destroy you." Something to that effect. To that. And the Rangers don't get what he's doing when they punch, he flies. Like, say, they punch this way, he flies this way. Only, like, before the punch, like, the punch gets here. They fly back. The monster flies back. It's throwing the fight, and they don't know what's going on because they've never had to deal with something like this. I mean, and the villains had a very smart plan, and I was rooting for them until like halfway through the episode because I was like, oh, the Rangers are gonna defeat them with some stupid thing, stupid luck, and then I'm just like, but no, they didn't. I, oh my gosh. Oh, this is great. And then, let's see what else. Oh, after that, like, yeah, the Ranger instructing Vrax tried to get the Wild Sword, which is a weapon of power which can has more power than they planned to give the power. And it's the Wild Sword. Although half the time it sounds like they're saying Wild Zord, so I was expecting Decker and or Cole to show up because I'm not because they already got Carlo Molina in one season. Why not bring him back for another one? And I thought this was where they're going to bring Super Megaforce and have a Wild Force character, although I don't know if any Wild Force characters are there since Saban doesn't really like Disney all that much, which is a shame because Disney actually had a few good seasons and some really great episodes and yeah, but I all I know is that Casey's signed up to do it, and that's good enough for me because I love Jungle Fury. And okay, so back to this episode. Let's see. Af- oh, yeah, the villain's plan is there's a force field around the Wild Sword. I'm sorry, that's just something I always did over in the episode. Anytime they said Wild Sword, I would always say Wild Sword because it sounds like Wild Sword. See, Wild Sword, Wild Sword. Sounds similar, doesn't it? Anyways, then is he fights the Rangers, but then disappears. The Rangers walk through the force field, which at first I thought they broke the force field because the force field shatters. And so I'm like, they broke it, so Vrak's just gonna walk up and take the sword now, right? Apparently, that's just what happens whenever someone walks in, is that it breaks. You couldn't just have them phase through it without them noticing. You had to shatter it. Uh, whatever. I like this episode enough that that really doesn't bother me all that much. Anyways, Troy takes the sword out of the stone, becomes King Arthur, and then the sword fights him because he doesn't think it. The sword doesn't think Troy's worthy yet, and Vrak steals the sword with his magic whip that can get through the force field because we needed the villains to get the sword. So now the villains have the ultimate weapon of mass destruction, and they start destroying the city. Robo Knight is fighting the Distractor, which is his actual name, Distractor, or Distractor, or whatever. And so they start destroying the city. It's like literally hitting buildings, rubble falling, civilians running. I was starting to think like, is this going to be a to be continued episode? Are the villains gonna have the sword at the end of the episode? But no, but for one part where they get a new power up, it's really, really good. And so the Rangers have to fight them, and the Rangers fight, and um, there these when the Rangers were in the Megazord. I'm going back because I forgot to mention this. When the Rangers were in the Megazord fighting Distractor, he created these monsters that were all holograms. They couldn't attack, but with the power of the sword, the monsters became real, which I saw coming when they're all like, they're just holograms, let's deal this. They're running right in, boom, they get hit and attacked. The villain's plan was really smart. The only thing they didn't account for was that the wild sword had a mind of its own. That's and so it was able to resist their plans. Vrak was shocking it with his hand, like, and so, uh, oh, I I really want to talk about the final scene, but I know I can't until I talk about the rest of the episode. Because, oh, okay. So then Troy pulls a Carter Grayson and it pulls. It's actually a reverse Carter Grayson from that one episode where he has the monster up. And it's like, if you shoot at this close range, you'll kill both of us or destroy or whatever they said. Destroy both of us. If I don't remember. I don't know what episode it is because I haven't. Don't know the episode names of Lightspeed Rescue because I don't own the episodes of Lightspeed Rescue. I'm getting them. I am getting seasons 8 through 12 when they come out. I am getting them. I'm trying to get my parents. I'm trying to get my parents pre-order, but no. Uh, they're just not letting me. I mean, which is weird. I mean, they let me get seasons 1 through 7, and that was even more expensive, and I had even less money back then. So I mean, anyways, it's the thing where he shoots, and then he shoots Troy. Vrak has the Ultra Sword. He's firing his laser, and Troy grabs on it. It's hitting him full force. And this is when Troy dies and goes to prime heaven. Oh wait, that's the ending of Transformers 2. Seriously, that's sort of what I thought was Troy died and went to prime heaven. Even though it looks nothing like that scene from Transformers 2. It just reminded me of it. Uh-oh. Uh, Whatever. Okay. And so, let's see. And then he wants to wield the awesome power. Ah, man. I'm sorry. I know this is a bad habit that I had when I was reviewing Samurai, but I remember there was something that was like a wield this awesome power was like a quote from something. I just can't remember what. Wield. Oh, how do you? Is it wield? Yeah, wield is awesome power. Wield its awesome power. Okay, I gotta search it up. Search it. Searching. Sorry you can't see this. Wield its awesome power. Uh, oh, quote. Okay. It's all over, but I know there's one thing in particular that I remember. There's one thing in particular that I remember saying wield its awesome power. If I could just find it. Anyways, he Troy bows to before the hippogriff, and the hippogriff accepts him. And so, what? What? Uh, I'm getting samurai pictures. Power Rangers Samurai. I just searched up wield its awesome power, and I'm getting samurai pictures. Uh, uh, well, I'm doing image search because regular search turns up a whole lot of news articles where they try to stay hip by saying wield its awesome power. Oh, maybe search up wield its awesome power quote. See that? Let's see. Quote. I don't know if it's a movie or TV show. That's why I can't specify. Uh, um, wield its awesome power. I'm getting a Spaceballs thing, but I don't remember. Spaceballs. Uh, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. Let's try movie quotes, see if it's a movie, besides Spaceballs. Oh, I'm sorry I'm getting hung up on this, but I just can't remember where I heard it. Uh, um, but I'm gonna try to do it until I can find it. Try talking. So, let's see. And then Troy gets control of the wild sword, and he's he convinces the sword to break free of Vrak, and the sword comes to him and gives all the Rangers mega power, which is giant faces on their chest. Giant faces, which apparently block everything. Because, like, the villains are hitting them, it's this. Hits are absorbing here. Okay, I'm just getting the Spaceballs, so. Uh, yeah. I guess it was Spaceballs, or maybe something else that. It is sort of a generic phrase, but wield its awesome power. I don't know why, but for some reason I can hear it in Jack Black's voice. Okay. Oh, you couldn't see when I was going like this. The face is right here. Sorry. I couldn't see the camera because the video recording software was in underneath the window of the thing. right here, faces on the thing, and they absorb everything. They created a shield. Like, the Rangers just stood there when they first got it. They just stood there, and the villains shot them, and it absorbed it. How did they know that would happen? Did the did the mon did the spirits talk to you in your mind too? Eh, I'm not really good at impressions. Did they tell you to do that? Did they tell you that you're invincible too? They tell me that all the time. They tell me I'm invincible. I am invincible. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Man, I just keep getting worse at that. I used to have it down, and now I've just lost it. Anyways, yeah, so, the Rangers win using their new powers. And like I said, there's no other Megazord battle. They just defeat the monsters when they're tiny, and then that's it. Final scene. The final scene. Ranger dance party, go! Okay, so Jake starts celebrating, and he pulls Gia out for a dance. Troy goes off to brood about what just happened, and Noah and Emma dance. That was the greatest moment in the episode for me, because Emma's just sort of dancing, and then she goes over to Noah, and they focus on Noah and Emma for like a second or two, but that's the greatest second or two that there is, because there's really, it looks like it's gonna be Troy and Emma for the main couples, although they might make Troy single like they do with like most of the poorer written seasons. They have to make the Red Ranger be single, because if the Red Ranger's in a relationship, then he can't be the leader. Didn't stop Andros. Didn't stop Tommy. Sort of. Tommy was Red Ranger, and he was dating Kat. Every time he was Red Ranger, it was Kat. He wasn't Red Ranger when he was dating Kim. So yeah, Andros, Tommy. Um, Trying to think of Red Rangers with the relationships. Oh man, this is gonna bug me because I think there's more than that. I just can't remember who. Um. Uh. Wow. Uh. Let's see. Let's see. Go down the list. Mighty Morphin, Red Ranger, Jason. Possible thing with Trini. We're not sure. That's what fanfiction, at least of Love and Bunnies, would like to say about it. Then there was Rocky. Rocky Aisha, sort of popular. And then there was Tommy or Orico, but I don't think Orico had anyone. I really gotta rewatch Alien Rangers. And then Tommy had Cat, TJ, no, Andros had Ashley, so that's two. Leo had a thing for Kendricks, but then she died, and then she came back to life. So he wasn't in a relationship, so that's two. And then Carter, Dana's sort of popular fanfiction things. I don't remember if it's official or not. After Carter, Wes and Jen. Yeah, okay, Wes and Jen. I knew I was forgetting someone. Wes and Jen, although their relationship was sort of weird since she was she was engaged to his great great grandson's clone or something like that. I don't remember what the official explanation is, and I don't really care. Wes and Jen. Then let's see. Uh, Cole. Mm, no, not really Cole. Uh, Ninja Storm was Shane, and I think Shane's only girlfriend ended up being a spirit who died or something. I haven't seen Ninja Storm in a while. Dino Thunder, Connor, no. Jack, no, I don't think he ever had a relationship. Nick, Madison had a crush on him, I guess, but he never acted on it, so not counting it. Um, Overdrive. Mac. Oh, did Mac have a relationship? I only own like I don't think so. Casey didn't, which really I actually liked that one. The Red Ranger didn't have a relationship because I actually prefer Lily with Theo. And Scott, no, no, Scott didn't. Jaden, as much as I would like him to have, no, he didn't. And now Troy's probably going to be with Emma, but maybe not. So that's 3, maybe 4, unless I'm forgetting someone from Overdrive or something. But yeah, 3. 3 Red Rangers who have had relationships. And 1, technically, the relationship started before he was Red Ranger. So that's 2.5. Yeah. So, oh, and Noah had the best dance moves ever. It's not exactly the Charlie Brown because the Charlie Brown requires going. His was just bouncing up and down, turning side to side. Bouncing up and down, turning side to side. Greatest dance moves ever. Homecoming's this week. I'm gonna dance that at homecoming. Oh, wow. No one's gonna get it because nobody at my school watches Power Rangers, but I'm gonna know that I'm doing the Noah. It's sort of like the awkward white guy, only you're the awkward black guy. It's sort of like that dance that guy was doing in Exterminator 2 when he picked up those 2 women, where he's just bouncing up and down, except he wasn't turning side to side. Noah can turn side to side. Yes, Noah's dance and those 2 seconds of Nema. Nema, Nema, Oa, Yoa, Yoa, yeah, yeah. Nema. It's gonna be Nema. As much as it sounds bad, it's gonna be Nema. Because it sounds better than Yoa. Yeah, Ewa, Ewa, Emoa, Emoa, Emoa. Hey, Emoa. Oh yeah, and like at one point, I think he was trying to push his glasses up, but to us, it just looked like he put his hand on his head. Yes, I really like the last scene. It's so yeah. I don't know if Megaforce is going to be able to top that. Although, who knows? I really liked Trading Places. No, I hated Trading Places. I always do that. I always do that. I always say I want to say I like Team Spirit, and I always say Trading Places because Trading Places is more in the forefront of my mind because I hate that episode. I really like Team Spirit, and Fight Fire with Fire managed to top that. And since this is still technically first part of Megaforce, one episode of Super Megaforce is probably going to top it. Probably the Casey episode. The Mike and Emily episode's probably going to be the Trading Places of the season. And if it happens that the Mike and Emily episode is the third of the season, well, wouldn't that just be funny coincidence? Or who knows? Maybe the episode will make me like Mike. Um, not that. LL Cool J, I think is what his name was, or Little Bow Wow. Yeah, it was Little Bow Wow. I think. Yeah, I think it was Little Bow Wow. I don't know that movie Like Mike, which I actually really, I don't know. It would. Eh, I'm just getting way off topic of Power Rangers. So yeah, this has been DeweyFin21 saying